Bitcoin is currently dumping and we are seeing a hard drop below the $84,000, and this is very bearish of course. But however, in this short market update video I'm going to tell you exactly what we can expect for Bitcoin in the coming hours and days, and that we're going to see a lot of interesting formations for Bitcoin unfold. I will have a look at the Bitcoin and the Ethereum ETFs from yesterday, and I will also have a look at some interesting news that came in today. So with that being said, let's dive right into the charts. So first of all, I've been monitoring the CME gap around $84,394 with you in my latest videos and also in my Telegram group, and also of course here on Twitter. So Bitcoin now closed the gap, and it is looking actually a little bit more bearish because we are of course seeing a huge bearish price action. But however, if the gap is now closed, we can trade freely throughout the next week because yeah, we don't want to leave any gaps behind us, and a lot of traders are focused on these gaps. So closing the gap for Bitcoin is not very bad actually. So let's see if Bitcoin can bounce from this level and see a little bit more bullish price action in the coming hours. So for now, we close the gap and we see a lot of bearish trends. But I also think there is a lot of liquidity in this price range because a lot of traders wait for this gap to be closed, and then from here maybe we can see a lot of bullish price action unfolding after. And zooming out to the 4-hour time frame, we can see that Bitcoin broke above this huge resistance area, and in the past we can see a lot of touch points here as resistance and support. So a lot of touch points here and a lot of price interaction. So Bitcoin is now currently still in this uptrend. We broke above it, we retested this previous resistance as support, and now we are seeing a beautiful spike to the top side. This was happening in the last weekend, and now we're closing the gap. We're coming back to this huge support area, and once again, if this support is going to hold, we can probably see more continuation of the bullish price action, because for now the trend for Bitcoin on the 4-hour chart is up. So we could expect a little bit of a trend continuation because the trend is your friend until it ends. And for now, of course, if we're going to see a bearish trend unfold, and that means that Bitcoin is going to drop below this support level, then we could see a retest of this previous support to test it as resistance, and then we can come back lower. But for now, yeah, we're still at the support level, so let's see if Bitcoin can bounce from this level and create a new higher high. And if that is going to happen in the coming hours, we will just continue the bullish uptrend to the top side. And then I think we will see levels around $90,000. And if we have a look at the Bitcoin ETFs, we can see that yesterday was the 10th consecutive day of bullish inflows for the Bitcoin ETFs. We saw a total inflow of $89 million. That was of course very bullish, and we saw that BlackRock didn't even buy that much, but Fidelity is now scooping up a lot of Bitcoin yesterday. So let's see what the Friday and the last day of the trading week will bring us for the Bitcoin ETFs. And if we have a closer look at the Bitcoin spot ETF total cumulative inflow, we can see a little bit of a spike. So the ETFs are still buying while the price is dropping. So I think you should follow the smart money. And if we then have a quick look at the Ethereum ETF flow, we can see that yesterday was another negative day for the Ethereum ETFs. We saw an outflow of $4.2 million, so this was actually a little bit of a bearish day. And in the past weeks, we can only see red days, and of course we only saw one neutral day. So this is looking a little bit more bearish for the ETFs, but I think a lot of traders are waiting for the Ethereum ETF to validate its staking pool, and that of course will bring new investors to the Ethereum market. But for now, we're seeing a little bit more red across the market, so this is a little bit more bearish. And looking at another chart on the Bitcoin 4-hour time frame, we can see that this rising wedge was unfolding for Bitcoin. On the top side we saw multiple touch points here as resistance, and on the lower side we saw multiple touch points as support. Now we're seeing a break to the downside, and this is actually a very bearish break of course, because this upward sloping support line is now being broken to the downside, and the breakdown target of this formation will be around the lower side of the lower side of this formation, and that will bring Bitcoin all the way back to the 77,000 of course. This could also not happen, and that Bitcoin just can continue the bullish uptrend to the top side. But for now we are breaking below this rising wedge formation, which is actually very bearish formation, as I'm always stating, and I also discussed it in my previous videos on my YouTube channel. So for now we are seeing a bearish break, so let's see if we can maybe see a retest of this previous support to test it as resistance, and from there you can short the market and then you can aim for lower prices. So for now this is looking actually very bearish. And if we then zoom out to the daily time frame for Bitcoin, we can have a quick look at this pattern. We can see a falling, broadening wedge for Bitcoin. We can see multiple touch points on the top side as support, resistance, and also on the lower side as support. And I've also discussed this formation in my previous videos and on my Twitter channel. So for now we can see a beautiful rejection from this higher side resistance. So we have to be a little bit more patient, and we can also see that on the 4-hour time frame we broke down of this pattern. So we saw a lot of bearish signals actually coming into the market. So for now we are seeing a rejection, and let's see if Bitcoin is coming all the way back to this lower side support. And if we do, we can probably see levels around the $70,000, but that is not what we want, of course. We want to see more strength for Bitcoin, that we eventually break above this huge resistance area on the top side, maybe see a retest of the resistance to test it as support, and then we want to see a bullish price action to the top side. And if we then break out to the top side, we will see a breakout target of the previous all-time high, and that will be around the $108,000 or $109,000. So this could mean the bullish scenario for Bitcoin, but for now the bearish scenario is playing out like clockwork, and I've warned you on my Twitter channel about this, so you could have been prepared for this move. However, there's also a lot of bullish news, and I just picked one random news article, and that is today Tether mints another 1 billion in USDT on the Tron DAO network, and the total amount of Tether mint in 2025 is around the 7 billion right now. So this is of course very bullish, and more liquidity means bigger pumps. Because the more money is coming into the market, a lot of assets will eventually rise in price, because a lot of money is being pumped, of course, in the market. So this is actually very bullish news, and actually these are the kind of news articles you want to see, because whales are going to load up on Bitcoin, and especially as we can see in the Bitcoin ETFs, we also see that they are buying like crazy. So don't follow the news, but you always have to follow what the whales are doing and what the smart money is doing. So for now, I'm just keep buying Bitcoin, because I think Bitcoin is still very cheap. And let me know in the comments what you think about Bitcoin in the coming hours. Are we going to see a little bit more bullish news? Are we going to see a reversal soon? Because we of course see a very bearish end of the week, and this Friday has been very crucial for Bitcoin. So the gap is closed, and let's see if Bitcoin can run it back up. So that was it for today's short market update video. I hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you do. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And also don't forget to follow me on my Twitter channel, where I post a lot of crypto updates. And with that being said, I hope you like this video. Have a great weekend, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.